All right, top of the morning to you folks. It's John Crane here in the shop, and today we're doing something a little different. I'm gonna take you on a tour of this old toolbox. It's a Machinist tool chest, and I don't know if you're like me and you're a tool guy, you see a chest like this at an estate sale or something like that, and you just make a beeline to it, you know, never mind the old skis and the $5 Weber grill. You see this, you blank everything out and you just shoot right over to that box and you see what's inside. This is a treasure chest. You never know what you're gonna find in there. Now this one, my girlfriend actually tracked this one down in Southern California. Someone, I think they were having an estate sale, something like that, and she got this one. So this is new to me, so I want to open it up with you guys, go through it, show you what's inside. And first of all, look at this box. This is a Union tool chest. It's a beautiful toolbox. This one over here, this is my grandfather's that I inherited from him, and this is an old Union tool chest. So they're kind of rare. A lot of times you see the Gerstner boxes and the Kennedys and that type of thing, but these old Union ones, I have an appreciation for them, obviously, since my grandfather had one. So let's take a look at the box and let's take a look inside. All right, I got a nice cup of coffee going in the Alamucci cup. All right, here's the beauty right here. Look at this Union tool chest. You can see the style of this. It has the round handles. It's in beautiful shape. You know, the wood looks in great condition. You look over here to my grandfather's box. This has the long horizontal handles. This one here has the round handles. What's cool about my grandfather's toolbox is that he has the original price tag still in there, right? So Union Machinist and Toolmaker's chest B20, $21.40, right? Leroy, New York. And these are some really nice quality boxes. All right, let's pop this open. You can see the old leather handle. All right, what treasures lie within? Let's take a look. All right, here we go. Top of the toolbox. First off, we got a little Starrett decimal equivalent chart, a must-have for any shop. And if you're like me, you can't resist these red Starrett boxes. All right, so we got micrometer, caliper. Let's take a look inside. All right, very cool. This is a 231F, and it's got the satin finish there. 0 to 1 micrometer. These are great. You can't go wrong with this. And here's this little wax paper bag here. Now usually the tool for adjusting the micrometer is in there, but this one doesn't have one. But I just love checking out these old Starrett boxes. All right, up next, here's another Starrett item. And this is a Wiggler center finder. So let's open this up and we'll take a look. All right, and this is great. You gotta have one of these in the shop. You put this on the milling machine. This is a great tool to have for finding centers or locating the center of a bore or a hole. This one here, all right, it's got a pinpoint wiggler here. Little pressured center that's brass, and then right, you slide this over the top. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what this is. A great little tool to have indeed. It looks like we got another one right here. Now this is a Starrett S828H center finder. Let's take a look inside, and pretty much the same thing, a little bit different construction, how it holds the center finder, these pieces, how they fit in there, but basically the exact same item, just in a different packaging. So there you go. All right, here we go. Then this is a protractor, and you slide your rule in. I don't know if I see any kind of name on this. Usually a Starrett one is stamped right on the side. So this might be a knockoff, but still a knockoff from back then is 100 times better than any of these cheapo tools you find at our big box stores today. So that's a nice item to have. You know, you got that set up, keep that in your box. All right, next up, what do we got here? This is the Lufkin radius gauges. Now this is a nice set to have for sure. See this is just different size radiuses. You can have the inside and the outside. A great kit to have. All right, next up, what do we got? We got another Lufkin Rule Company, Saginaw, Michigan, made in the USA. Let's take a look inside. All right, very cool. Now this is a set of tubular micrometers. These are inside micrometers. Take a closer look at this box. Now here is a handle, and it's got a little keeper right there. So what you do is you pop this out, you slide out the little keeper, and then right here, this is a little micrometer head. Look how tiny that is. Now what you do is you remove this cap. Let's see, and we'll put this extension on here. Now what is this one? This is 1.5 inches, is that right? All right, there we go. This is 1.5 inches, you can see. And so what you do is you slide this inside this guy right here, and you tighten this clamp up. And now you can get down inside a hole, and you can take a measurement inside the hole. Granted that you can get your hand in there to open up the micrometer, and you can get a nice reading off of this. And even once you pull it out, you can check it with another micrometer on the outside. So this is a nice little set. Look, we got a few different sizes. Looks like some other clamps there, but what a beautiful thing. Very nice, Lufkin. All right, next up, let's take a look at this. We got a dial indicator, and this seems to be a Lufkin H60X 5/10,000ths. Let's see, made in Switzerland, and this definitely looks like it has seen some use. Let's take a look. It seems to be moving nicely though. That's definitely a nice item. I'll have to fiddle with it a little bit, see if it's accurate and test it out, but that's a cool little item right there, the Lufkin. All right, up next, what we got here? We got a package of some small hole gauges. This is a 4-piece set. We see we got 4 different size holes we can measure, and you see what this is. It kind of has a conical shape here, and then when you tighten this up, it spreads these two. So you put this down inside a hole. So if you wanted to get the inside diameter of one of these holes, you take one of these hole gauges. See how this opens and closes? So as you put this in the hole, you open that up a little bit, right? Until you get a nice snug fit, and then you pull that out, and then you measure this with your micrometer, and you get a reading. So this is a nice set to have, those inside hole gauges. All right, what's up next? We got this 6-inch Starrett rule, and we have a number 22C drill point gauge here on the side. Now these are great. Here's this drill bit gauge. Now this is a 59-degree drill point gauge, and it has increments here. And so what you can use this for is when you're sharpening your own drill bits, you can make sure you get the right angle at 59, 118-degree drill bits. And in this little gauge right here, you can make sure that each lip is the same size, right? You don't want one long and one short, and it's going to cut an oblong hole. So this is a very important gauge when you are sharpening your own drill bits. All right, up next we got the copper scroll of Qumran here. Now let's see, we got a piece of paper If we slide this out, this says groove checker. So we check out this tool here. Now this looks like, let's see, we'll take a look at the paperwork, right? Yes, you add this to a depth micrometer. You slide this rod in, and then this, you're able to go in and measure the distance of a groove to the end of a cylinder, that type. All right, here is a depth micrometer. So you would swap out this rod for a rod like this, and then you could go in and you could check the depth of a groove inside a cylinder. So that's how I think that one would be used. Let's take a look at this big boy right here. This looks like a 3 to 4 inch. That's a nice Starrett micrometer. It's got the old finish. This is not the satin finish, but it does have the friction thimble on the end. And this is a number 226 3 to 4 inch micrometer. That looks like a good one. That's great. This one reads in thousandths of an inch. Feels nice and smooth too. Feels good. All right, this little box right here, this is pretty cool. This is a Bausch & Lomb loop, and I was looking at this earlier, and I haven't seen one like this. I'm used to some different types of loops, but check out this one right here. Now this one clips onto the side of your glasses. This is pretty cool. This is like some sci-fi thing here, right? Where you got some lenses that flip in front of your eyes. All right, you see I got these on the glasses. That is great, you know, especially if you want to read like the fine detail print here of this Black & Decker warranty. Now, if you want to get up close, right, jewelers use this, machinists use this for getting up close, and even if you got a little tiny splinter, something like this is just awesome. Now here's the kind of loop I'm used to. I'm pulling this one out of my grandfather's box. Well, this isn't a great example. Look at this one's all taped together. It's been cracked a few times, but this is the classic loop. You hold this up to your eye and you get some good magnification on whatever you're working on. All right, that's it for the top of the toolbox. That was pretty good. Let's dive into the top drawer on the left. All right, let's take a look. All right, pretty cool, right? I am like a kid in a candy store checking out this stuff. All right, look at this micrometer. Now this is pretty sweet. I do not have one of these. This is neat. And this is a number 256. Let's take a look at this in the old Starrett book. All right, Starrett number 256. They are calling this a disc type micrometer, 0 to 1 inch. And this is for measuring thickness of thin, closely spaced sections on machine parts. So I could definitely see that for getting into some grooves where you have to slip the micrometer anvils down into something to get your reading. So that is, and this item right here, look at this. This is just the coolest thing ever. Now this seems to be a 1/2 inch micrometer. Let's see if we open this guy up. And it looks like, yeah, we're just gonna open up to 1/2 inch, and that is it, a little bit over a 1/2 inch. But this is great. This is a Brown & Sharp English gauge 225. Isn't that awesome? And even look at this. See the anvil on this right here? That is rounded, and this one's flat. Now, usually that is for getting up inside a piece of pipe. So you can hug the inside of the pipe with that rounded one, and you can get a nice reading on the outside with that flat anvil. Works great. Hear that? The ratchet thimble. And this is nice and smooth. That's a beautiful tool, right? And this, of course, is a 1 inch Starrett standard. If you want to check your micrometer, this is exactly 1 inch, and you could see how you do. You can see this micrometer is a tiny bit off with that, right? Those are great to have, the standards. These look like some wheels. This is for like a grinding wheel dresser. Here, I actually got one right here that I can show you, but this looks exactly like what's that is for. It's replacing these, and that's for dressing grinding wheels. Not always the greatest tool for dressing and grinding. All right, and this little package right here is usually a wrench, and this is for adjusting a micrometer. See that little hole in the back? And you can put this on there, and you can rotate the barrel, and you can bring a micrometer back into perfect accuracy. I don't know about perfect, but pretty darn close, right? And these old deals, I love finding these. Like, let's see, this is a national course thread, you know, size, shows you the size of the tap, threads per inch, size of tap drill. This is great for calculating that type of thing. All right, if we look at half 13, it's a 27/64 drill bit. So these are great. You can't have enough of these around the shop. Have one at each machine, that type of deal. Or, you know, it's always good to have these around at each machine as well. And here is another little deal. Let's see. Lutzoff Automotive Warehouse, Central Tool Company, Cranston, Rhode Island. Actually, I think that Cranston, I think there's some relation to my name, Crane. I think that used to be Crane Town or something. I don't know. Don't take my word for it, but I think I have some relationship to that name. All right, and everyone's favorite dial indicator, the Starrett Last Word. Now, these are classic, iconic dial indicators. So many of these were made, and look at this, right? I even just touched a little bit. Seems like it is working just fine. Wow, that's great. It's great to find one of these in nice working condition. This one reads in thousands. That's a beauty. It's got something inscribed in the back, somebody's name, a nice little holder. That's a beauty. I really like these. I have a couple of these from my grandfather. Some of those are seized up though, but I really like this one. You know, you can also take this last word and you can insert it into the wiggler holder, and then you can insert this up into your milling machine, and this works as a nice indicator for indicating the inside of a bore or the outside of a bore. It's just a really nice indicator, right? It almost reminds you of a coaxial indicator that so many people use today. All right, and this guy here looks like just a little magnetic thing for picking up parts, but let's see what it says. Santa Fe Springs Scrap Company. Right, the phone, Oxbow 8-7612. Right, Santa Fe Springs. Now you guys know the Airstream. Actually, I'm going to get back working on that Airstream come next week, and you guys are going to see some videos on the Airstream. But Santa Fe Springs, that's exactly where that Airstream was built. That 1961 Airstream trailer that I'm working on was made in Santa Fe Springs. Pretty cool. Where are we going next? I think Waylon Jennings, he says, let's go top right. All right, top right. Yeah, not a whole lot going on in this drawer. There's a couple cool items, right? Obviously, we got some little sharpening stones here. This feels like some carborundum. And here is a little Starrett fishtail. Now this is great for grinding your threading tools, your lathe bits for doing threading, and you can also use this to line up your threading tool when you're setting up your piece on the lathe. It's always good to have those fishtails around. And this, let's see, this is a no-go gauge, right? It looks like, yep, you can see this is ground on one side. I'm not sure. It's always a mystery to figure out, you know, who owned this tool chest and what kind of work they were doing, what they were checking with these gauges. We don't know, right? Here's another no-go gauge. Let's see what we got here. All right, Lufkin ball attachment from micrometer anvil. Aha, right. Now what you can do is you take these and you stick these on the anvils of a micrometer, and you can get some nice measurements, maybe if you got a curved piece. Now those are pretty cool. That comes in handy. All right, let's work our way down the line. We'll slide this one. We'll take this one out. All right, let's see what we got. This one looks like it's definitely had some use. It's got a lot of use here. feels like it's flowing nice and smooth. Let's take a look on the back. This is a number 436 2-inch to 3-inch. That's always a great tool to have. You can see here no tenths, it reads in thousands. Let's take a look in the Starrett catalog. All right, now the catalog here is saying this is an automotive outside micrometer calipers, 1 7/8 to 2 7/8, number 436. Looks like this micrometer is the perfect size for getting into a crankshaft journal. So, right, could be a good guess that the guy who owned this box, maybe he was into automotive work. Maybe he was working on crankshafts. I don't know why you would buy an automotive one. It doesn't seem all that different than a regular micrometer. Now let's take a look at this one over here. Right, LS Starrett. And this one feels really nice too. It has the ratcheting thimble, reads in thousands. Let's look on the back. All right, 2 to 3-inch, number 226. Let's take a look in the catalog at 226. All right, 226 has the ratchet thimble and has the locking mechanism. Right, just a great micrometer. Let's go for the next drawer down. Here we go. All right, continuing on with our treasure chest full of micrometers. We got a Lufkin 1944 3 to 4-inch. All right, it's definitely had some use. Looks like someone was grinding on it there, but feels nice in the hand. It's got that satin finish. It's got the thimble. Right, reads in thousands, and there's also a bunch of standards here. Now these are used for setting these micrometers and checking them, making sure they're set nicely. Let's ratchet this one up and see what we got on this Lufkin 3 to 4. All right, let's take a look at the dial and we'll get that to focus. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe a tiny bit of adjustment, but look, it's in there a tiny bit crooked, but that's all right. That's nice to have those standards for checking these. All right, very cool. Lufkin 3 to 4-inch. Next up. All right, pretty colorful box. I like the colors in here. We got the yellow and the orange. All right, I got one of these. This is a screw pitch gauge thread checker, and I really like this style. This is a very nice one made by General, and you can see, right, this has all these thread checkers on it and a whole array of sizes. Let's see if I can pop these out, right? From very big threads, look at these guys. What is that? That's four threads per inch. And we got some of these real fine ones, but that's a super nice tool to have. That's a beauty. And it looks like it's in great shape. It's been in the box. There's no rust or anything on it. All right, and this is classic. We got the trigonometry table. This has all the goods in there. This is, and then carborundum. All right, a sharpening stone in there. Looks like it's got a crack, but yep. Stones are always good to have. All right, here's another thread checker. This is a Starrett. And what we got here? This is a Starrett number 473, 6 to 22, 24 to 60. So another great tool to have. So some dividers, a compass that has some lead on this side that you can replace, and look at how nice that is, that you have this real fine adjustment. Let's see, who are these made by? What does that say right there? If I get that to focus, hello, BWC. Look at this, it has a little pivot right there. That's a beauty, really nice. All right, next, Mechanics Pal, 6 feet. Look at that. That is awesome. Look at the patina on this. Let's take a look at the tape. What does that say? Walsco. Walsco made in USA, serial R12. That's very cool. You ever see that guy, Old Tape? I think he's on Instagram. I follow him. And he's got, you know, I don't know what he has, 20,000 of these things? No, maybe not, maybe 1,000. But he collects these old tapes about this size, and they have all kinds of different advertisement on it. But these are really cool. That's a fun item to have. Very neat. All right, what's up next here? Just an old screwdriver. It looks pretty cool though. Look at this. This is almost like, if you guys have been watching Scout Crafter, what's he doing? 30 screwdrivers in 30 days, something like that. And he's making them all about this size. And they have a little thimble like this on here, and he's putting knurling on them. He made one out of a golf ball, right? This one's pretty cool. I like the color of that handle too. Anyway, a little screwdriver. This looks like some carbaloy. This is just some more sharpening stone. Here we go. The big, long, skinny drawer, as I like to call it. On 0 in. All right. Chock full of nuts. This looks like a beauty. All right, right off the top, let's take a look at this Starrett. Nice satin chrome finish. Obviously easy to read. Look at the spin on that. This is a beauty. This is really nice. Reads in thousandths. Let's take a look at the back. All right, another number 436, 1 to 2 inch. Right, that's a beautiful Starrett micrometer. Always good to have. And what we got here? Another depth mic. This is a Starrett 445. Right, this is great. Put this down into a hole or whatever you're measuring, and then you got this micrometer head on there to measure the depth. Let's move along here. All right, Craftsman number 40442. This is just a quick little depth gauge. That's, you know, comes in handy. Very nice. Stainless steel. Get yours today. All right. A nice little 6-inch Lufkin rule, flexible. All right, now look at these guys here. Now these are some telescoping gauges. Now you would take this and you go down into a bore of a hole. And then when you're inside the hole, you tighten this up, right? And then pull that out, put your micrometer on there, and get a nice measurement. I'm starting to think definitely this guy was probably working in auto mechanics. Maybe he's working on cylinders, that type of thing, boring cylinders, honing them out, who knows. But these depth or telescoping gauges are great to have. Now this is a Starrett number 229. If we look in the book on this guy here is, looks like a whole set of them. Here's some smaller ones sitting over here. Awesome tools to have. All right, this is a nice Lufkin scribe. Needs a little sharpening. Look at this beauty. Now this is a double hook rule. This is a Starrett, of course, Athol Mass. You don't get much better than Starrett, right? That is a beauty. All right, here's another 12-inch hook rule Starrett. Look at that tiny one. Now this is a narrow one for getting probably into some tight spaces. You can get down a cylinder, hook the wall, that type of deal. All right, let's look at this little one. Orange County Auto Parts, Santa Ana, phone 550, right? Pretty cool. All right, the phone numbers there. Those old phone numbers. Let's see what this one is. All right. 1950 South Olive Street, Bearings Sales Company, Richmond 0175. That's probably the phone number, Richmond 0175. And look at these guys here. What is this? England. What do we got? BSS 939. A set of 3 squares. Yeah, those look pretty darn nice. Who knows? England, Sheffield steel, maybe. All right, and look at this beauty. What is this? This is a Dymaloy forged steel. This little adjustable wrench. But what I think is cool here, Diamond Caulk Horseshoe Company, Duluth, Minnesota. I don't know, is this a horseshoe here with a diamond 6-inch? Anyway, all right, the big boy, the bottom drawer. And right off the bat, let's take a look at this. This is a Starrett rule, LS Starrett Company. All right, it's not the satin chrome finish, but very nice nonetheless. Go over this with a little bit of steel wool and freshen up this rule. That's a beauty, 18 inches. That's excellent. Can't go wrong with the Starrett tools, right? Who knows what that ruler costs now? It's probably $100 or something. All right, here is a center finder, but that's a great tool to have for finding the center on a piece of rod or round stock. All right, here's an adjustable protractor. Always got to have one of these in the shop, if not multiples of these. All right, check out these guys. These are some key seat clamps. I looked these up in the Starrett book. Now, I don't think these are Starrett, but these are pretty cool. I don't have a set of these, and I looked this up in the book, and you clamp this on to the edge of a ruler, and then you use this on a piece of round stock, and you can do layout for a key seat. Say you want to put a slot into a piece of round stock, you could, put some Dykem on, and then you could do some layout with these attached to your ruler. So that's a nice little set to have. All right, we're getting down to it, right? We're at the last item. This has actually been an awesome box. There is so much cool stuff in here, and I just love looking it up in the old Starrett catalog. And here's another nice Starrett box. Look how old this box is. Look at that old logo. Athol, Mass. I'd love to go there and tour the Starrett factory. That would be so cool. All right, so we have another depth micrometer. This is a number 445. And if we look at this right here has a couple rods. So what you want to do with this, if you want to change the rod, you screw this off. You can pull out this shorter rod, right? And then you can grab one of these longer ones, insert this in the hole, put your cap back on, and now you can go for a deeper depth. So, right? Another beauty. That's a nice micrometer head there and body. All right, beautiful. All right, all in all, this has been a great box. Very cool. Thank you guys for joining me on this. Oh, you know what? It's always good to check, in the back here. Sometimes stuff falls down behind the drawers, and you never know what's. A lot of times these old toolboxes, things slip out of the drawers. They slip down the back, and you never know. If something falls down through the cracks, you find a $100 bill or something. Let's take a look. Right? Yeah, exactly. What? Rifle target. Let's see what this guy. All right. See? I told you, there's always something that falls down the back. I don't know, maybe this guy was into rifles or something. Some shooting practice. March 62, right? March 62, who knows? Maybe he had a good day at the range. But, yeah, nothing doing. It's not even used. What's this? Old Mill. What's this? South Road. Old Man Finkel's house. Oak Tree W. Dig 3 feet down. Coffee cans, gold, and cash. All right, that's enough. All right, hope you guys are doing good. I will see you all soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this toolbox tour. I will see all you guys soon. All right, right on. Later on.